So we got to talk about this. We may soon be getting hit with anywhere between 12 and 17 million illegal immigrants becoming legal citizens, and virtually all deportations coming to a screeching halt. Yes, I am not kidding, ladies and gentlemen. I am not kidding. And I feel like this conversation isn't being had enough, so we are going to have this conversation today. There is a bill that some Republicans, of course, yeah, we're going to talk about those Republicans, are attempting to push through that will do exactly what I just said. So with that being said, make sure you guys smack that like button. If you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. I also have a second channel. It is called Extra Rich. That link is down below in the description box. I'm sure you guys will love the videos that I upload over there as well. So hope to see you guys over there. Let's hop right on into this and let's get a little bit of an explanation on what this kind of is, and then we'll dive into who's the main pusher and how embarrassing all of this really is. So let's hop into this clip. This is Congressional Representative Brandon Gill. Check it out.
It's actually called the Dignidad Act. It's a Spanish word, and that's straight from the bill text. And it's written in a foreign language because it's a bill that benefits foreigners over American citizens. But this is an amnesty bill, plain and simple. What it does is it gives legal status to about 12 million illegal aliens. Not only that, but it says that it effectively stops the president from deporting illegal aliens.
Yeah, not even kidding, ladies and gentlemen. Not even kidding. 12 to 17 million illegals will become legal citizens, and yeah, all deportations will virtually be stopped.
So the Amnesty Act, I already knew it was horrible, but the more I kept reading it, the worse it gets. Okay, so the biggest things within here. The DREAM Act, it grants conditional lawful permanent resident status to illegal aliens who've been here since 2021. Number two, you have DACA recipients getting fast-tracked to conditional green card status, basically stapling green cards to U.S. diplomas. Those two in and of itself are already bad enough. But then, just wait, there's more. There's a new program called the Dignity Program, which is a separate fast track for illegal aliens who don't qualify for the DREAM Act. And then finally, last thing, after those people being granted dignity status, this in essence just completely ends all mass deportations in the U.S. And you're telling me there's 18 Republicans supporting this? This is a dumpster fire of a bill. I hope that every other Republican votes no. And I think that all Republican offices' phones should be ringing off the hooks right now, because this is freaking nuts, and this would be horrible for the future of the United States.
Absolutely. Those phones should be ringing off the hook. And the lady that is pushing this is a congressional representative. Hold on, let me bring up her name. I want to make sure I get this correctly. I believe her name is Maria Salazar out of, hold on, wait, goodness gracious, where did I put that? I had a whole list. Here we go. Congressional Representative Maria Salazar out of Florida 27, okay? And she comes from a Republican plus 15 district, which is crazy. Here's the entire list of Republicans that are supporting this nonsense. So if you see any of these individuals from your state, your district, give them a call. Give them a call. Give them a call. Mike Lawler, Republican. Stuff like this is something that I would expect, like a Republican, a Republican that won in like a +1 district. I would expect that, right? Because they're kind of teetering on the edge. Republican +2. Here's a 1. There's a 1. And here's another 1, right? I would expect it from these types of folks, right? But like, look at this. Republican +35 and you're pushing this nonsense? Really? Republican +12, +33, 23, 15? It's not making any sense. It's not making any sense. Now, I want to hop into this clip of Maria Salazar, who is the main pusher of this bill. And you guys are going to have the laugh of your life because, yeah, you can imagine the type of Republican that's pushing this type of bill. This conversation went about as poorly as you would expect. Check it out.
But I want to know how it is and who it is that is going to process these background checks on 17 million people.
Homeland Security.
Have you talked about how long this is going to take? How long does it take to process 17 million people when I've got, let's even just say, 50,000 ICE agents specializing in nothing other than the Dignity Act?
Look, I cannot tell you specifically how DHS is going to manage this, but
Okay.
we give them 18 months to do it.
In
Okay.
18 months, we cannot process 18 million people. That would be 33,000 people a day if we were working weekends and if every single person was getting a adequate check.
But you're concentrating on the administrative.
No, now she wants to change the subject. 33,000 people a day working 7 days a week. That would be if ICE agents were working 7 days a week, it would be 33,000 people a day. Can you legitimately check and verify the background of 33,000 people every single day? I don't think so. Not even close to that number. Not even close. But carry on, Maria.
Part, and then
I'm concentrating on the background check. I am not going to be cool with giving somebody dignity when I don't know who that person is and why they're in my country.
Oh, no. I agree with you. But that's why I say no more than 5 years. You need to prove that you've been here for more than 5.
I still need to know who you are, though, Congresswoman.
Of course that I need you to know that you're a Pepe Perez or Rosa. Of course, I understand. Yes.
And I just don't know how. I just don't know.
You just don't know how.
I mean, fairness. How am I going to think about what 30,000 people is? 30,000 people is almost a full football stadium. So now if I'm going to give these illegal aliens 15 million, 17 million, you know it, the ability to go get jobs that now they can compete legally against my kids. They're already competing illegally against them, but now they can compete on a legal end. Now they're going to be able to go get a house and get a mortgage. My kid's going to have an even harder time when he's competing against an extra 17 million people.
I'm going to turn that around. You know, those 17 million people, most of them are helping for the supply of housing to increase.
By taking 17 million people and giving them what really is legalization, even though they don't get to vote, you are now putting 17 million more people in competition for the limited amount of housing that we have. And even if they all start going to build houses, which is another issue in of itself, but even if they start to go do that, we still have 17 million new people going to compete for jobs that are getting tougher to do, especially with AI, and competing against buying a house. And so all that's going to do is going to take the American kid, and I call a kid a 20-year-old, 30-year-old,
sure,
and it's going to put more. It's going to put more pressure and stress on them.
I see it completely different.
So you explain this one to me. Let's say, for instance, I'm roughing numbers. Let's say, for instance, the guy on the corner was charging $20 an hour. And Jose has been getting 10 under the rug. Under the table. He's getting $10.
Yeah.
Is that staying like that?
No, because then now Jose, because there's E-Verify mandatory, is going to pay whatever the marketplace, whatever the fair market value is. And then the guy standing on the court.
So now he's going to get raised to $20. And then what becomes the case is that the guy who hired him in the beginning to get the cheap labor, now he doesn't have the cheap labor anymore. So now
that's correct. And he has two choices. Jose and the guy and your friend, the white guy standing at the corner. He has two choices now. But let's suppose that the white guy says, I'm not going to do this anymore because I have an opportunity to learn how to do, x-rays. Or I can be, instead of outside in the roofing, I can be inside the office.
No, let's do it the other way. Let's say he doesn't want to go do something else. Let's say he wants to stay in what his trade is. Because why do I have to move the American guy, Maria?
Okay, fine. Don't move him. Then have the owner. I give the owner the possibility of hiring Jose, who doesn't speak much English, and Joe, your friend.
Yeah, and Joe is a master carpenter, much more qualified. Now we've got Joe and Jose. And Jose's got everything against him because he doesn't have that one ticket anymore, which is cheap labor. So now when Jose can't find a job because the Joes of the world are coming back out and taking him when they're paying fair wage again, What are we doing with all of the Jose's who are now in my country, draining my schools, my hospitals, my food, my housing? What are we doing?
They have to, they have to pay for their own health insurance. You know that the federal law
How are they going to do that without a job, Maria?
Oh, well, then, it's then if they don't have a job, then they would have to go back home, or they would have to then do something. They would have to find a job, if not go back home, but there will not be any chances.
Are you telling me if he doesn't have a job, the only service that he's going to get is if he has an emergency at the emergency room? No other services. He ain't getting food. He ain't getting vouchers. He's getting nothing.
Food from where? Food from where? Who is going to give him food?
An EBT card. He's not getting anything. I'm asking you, does he get
food
any
stamps,
services?
No federal
Zero.
programs available. No Medicare, no Medicaid, no Social Security or food stamps.
So I got Jose, who was poor to begin with, doesn't have any money saved. Jose doesn't have a job. He's lingering around for 30 days. And now what you're saying is,
if he doesn't have a job, then
we smoked him out. We smoked him out. He's out.
But he has the dignity in him. He just needs to go find a job. He doesn't find a job, well, fine. I mean, then I don't know, Jose.
Then he has to go home. He gets no other perk. Your math doesn't work for the sense that if you're going to now tell them they have to pay their taxes, they're automatically going to be lifted to a new salary. And now what's going to wind up happening is they're going to find the same problem that my kids got. I got to pay taxes, Dad. I got to pay this. I got to pay that. I can't find an apartment. Apartments are $3,000 a month for 2-bedroom shithole. I can't do it. And why can't I do it?
That's their responsibility, not mine.
But wait a second.
They could have 2 jobs or 3 jobs. I mean, it's like that's the average American person problem.
I'm Maria, and what winds up happening now is you are legalizing these people to work to go into more competition against American workers.
Bingo. We're already having issues as it is, and now you want to add 12 to 17 million more issues on top of that? No, thank you. Like, you must be smoking something good. Right? You gotta be smoking something good. And for her to sit there with a straight face and say, yeah, none of these people will receive any type of benefits. BS. BS. I'm calling BS, right? Because look, all it will take, because you know Democrats will support this. How dare you guys leave these Americans, these humans out to eat absolutely nothing, to live on the streets. How dare you? Oh, well, you'll have people like her, people like Mike Lawler and others and other Republicans join Democrats in passing bills and legislation that will make sure that these now new American citizens have government assistance. It's a bold-faced lie. I can see that from 1,000 miles away. I'm sure you guys can see it too. Right, so this nonsense of, well, they're not going to get anything. They're just going to go back home. If they were going to go back home, they would have went back home already. Like let's call a spade a spade. Like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, it's shame on me. You're not fooling me with this. Well, if they can't afford anything, if they don't get a job, they'll just have to go back home. It's not my problem. If they were going to go back home, Maria, they would have gone back home already. They would have gone back home a long time ago when they figured out Uncle Trump was reelected. Once they saw people actually start getting deported, they would have gone back home. The fact that they're still here tells me everything I need to know. They ain't moving. Not unless they're forced to. Right? This is the same woman who literally went to the World Economic Forum and was pitching this same idea. And if you guys don't believe me, well, you know I always come with clips, baby. You know, that's one thing about me. I don't just be talking out of the side of my neck when I say stuff. I know sometimes when I say some crazy stuff, it may sound like, Rich, you're lying, bro. I'm genuinely not. She went to the World Economic Forum. What is some random congresswoman, right, out of the state of Florida doing at the World Economic Forum? Do I hear plant? I don't know. Just a thought. Y'all let me know your thoughts. Here's the clip, though.
Overhaul of the immigration system. Because not only we need those hands, like a senator was saying, but we need to also give dignity to those people who are in the country. And those are the people that I represent. We're talking about 13, 15 million people who are, most of them Hispanics, I would say 85%, who speak my language, look like me, and sound like me, that are contributing with the economy of this country, and they live in the shadows. So it's time to seal the border, like she said, put order, let's see who comes in and who doesn't, and then turn around and give dignity. That doesn't mean path to citizenship. That means to include them and make them dignified members of our community.
Did y'all catch that? Did you catch it? See, I pay attention. I pay close attention. I'm gonna bring this back here because she said something that was quite interesting, and I don't even think she realized that she said it out loud. Check it back out again.
Not only we need those hands, like the Congress, like a senator was saying, but we need to also give dignity to those people who are in the country. And those are the people that I represent. We're talking about 13, 15 million people.
Did you hear it? She said, those are the people that I represent. 13 to 15 million people. She's talking about these illegals. Those are the people you represent, Maria? I thought you were elected by American citizens, but now all of a sudden you represent the 13 to 15 million illegal immigrants? Really? I think that tells you everything you need to know about this woman right there. Florida District 27. You made a mistake. And that happens. Listen, that happens. There are a lot of folks out here who are trying to weasel their way into the Republican Party, this new Republican Party, and they'll say a bunch of nice and great things, right? And then once they get in office, they'll flip and turn into Maria Salazar. Because Maria Salazar is somebody that Trump endorsed. Yeah. Uncle Trump endorsed Maria when she was running. And that's going to happen, right? I don't blame him for it, because at the end of the day, I try to put myself in other people's shoes, and if I'm putting myself in Trump's shoes, I can't 100% vet every single person that comes across my desk. I mean, if it looks good, it sounds good. I check with this person, check with that person. Good. Okay, good. You know what I mean? I can't vet every single person. There's just not enough time, right? And so people are going to slip through the cracks, and unfortunately, I think Maria is one of them, and the rest of these Republicans are most certainly on that list as well. So we got some work to do, ladies and gentlemen. All of these people, because here's the thing also, and I'm gonna leave y'all with this. I'm done playing games. I'm done playing games. I'm done playing Mr. Nice Guy. Oh, well, maybe we'll just give him a chance. Nah, forget that. We're done playing games. Salazar, Lawler, Valadeo, Newhouse, Kelly, Fitzpatrick, Evans, Stutzman, Bacon, Kim, all of these folks. All of these folks, I want them voted out immediately. Voted out immediately. Okay? And listen, I'm simply talking about voting. I ain't talking about bringing any harm to these individuals whatsoever. Okay? I want to make that clear before anybody tries to twist my words. But I want every single one of these individuals voted out immediately. We're done playing games. You want to play these games, you're going to F around and find out. This is not the old Republican Party. This is America First Republican Party. We ain't playing no games anymore. You want to do this nonsense? Go be a Democrat. You ain't about to do it over here. That's the way that I feel about it. But y'all get in the comments. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Do you feel the same way that I feel? We're done playing the games. We're done with these shenanigans. Anybody that does this nonsense or tries to push this nonsense, we ain't even giving you no chance. You're getting voted out at the earliest that we could possibly vote you out. What do you guys think? Let me know. And how do you feel about this the Dignidad, the fact that they named it that says a lot about this bill as well. The Dignidad Act. How do you guys feel about it? Let me know. Stay safe out there. Peace and love. I'm out.